It's a little early for the double wristers, maybe, Biz, but Tage Thompson, unbelievable. This kid has struck lightning in the last couple of years. Absolute beast. He had a 5-goal, 6-point game versus Columbus. First period alone, 4 goals, 1 assist on 7 shots in 5 minutes and 14 seconds. From Mike Kelly on Twitter, he said, Thompson has more goals tonight than 73% of players in the league have goals this season. 41 points in 28 games played. What like suddenly clicks for a guy like this? He struggles a little bit. I know he got traded. How does it just all come together? Is it maturity, confidence, situation? Like, what is it? A combination of all that stuff? What?
Steroids. He's got to be on the juice.
He's just dropping steroid bombs on everyone.
Yeah, I'm exposing.
But he's a guy who has occasionally bad back knee, so maybe he's the one that's kind of, what do they call that? GA?
Hey.
I mean, all right, what do you call it when you're trying to deflecting? Maybe Biz is deflecting a little bit with all this steroid talk. Or Tage Thompson catching an absolute
projecting.
No.
Projecting. Deflecting?
Projecting.
I don't know. And you know what, RA, though, at a certain point, like obviously he had the year he had last year. But getting that confidence from the organization and getting that contract and getting that behind him, now he could just worry about playing hockey. And so I saw a couple tweets too about people saying like, oh yeah, a bad contract. I specifically remember saying, G, and I don't know if you can go back and pull it up, saying of all the 8-year deals at the cap hits that guys were getting, I said I was the least fearful of that one.
No, that's what I said.
Oh, okay. Well, I guess I'll go fuck myself. Can you go back and look that up, G? And if this donkey's wrong, make sure you chime in the post.
No, I 100% said that, and I think you were like, yeah, wait, great point.
Oh, okay.
But a lot of people thought he should have been given a chance to maybe tie or break the record for most goals in the game. Joe Malone had 7 for the Quebec Bulldogs back in 1920. In the third period, he'd only played 5 shifts, totaling 355. So should he have gotten a little more ice time, maybe make a bid for this record, or why sit him? Why not give him a little more?
Well, if according to their fans, and I'm sure they have bigger aspirations than him breaking the goal record in one game, is like when you have a game that much out of hand, you're trying to protect your assets in order to continue this push to get back towards the playoffs. Like they had that real difficult stretch. I want to say they lost 7 or 8 in a row. And then it looked like the season was going sideways a little bit. So I don't necessarily get too weird about that type of shit. You usually see fans like tweeting and barking online like, oh, you're suppressing the game by, not having him break the record, where it's like, bro, like he's got 5 tucks, but pump the brakes here.
I'll go against you a little bit and agree with our buddy Jeff Marek, who was actually like, I saw he was like rattled about it. And his point was pretty valid in terms of like, that's a record that's been around for over or right around 100 years, I think. And to have like somewhat of a chance to even match it is so rare that it's like, wow, would you not just try to get him? Like maybe play him a bunch the first like 7-8 minutes of the third, see if you can get the 6th. And then maybe you need one more. So it's almost like to go after a record like that, for me, is almost worth it because of how little and how like not often you're going to see a guy with 4 goals in the first period. It was like, it's so rare that it's like, oh my God, like we have a chance. Now the argument of like not playing him too much and it being such a blowout's a legit, but this kid is so sick to watch. You want to talk about best bargains in the league. I think his cap hits 1.6 this year. And then it goes to that $50 million deal where I think it's around like 7.2 or 7.3. Like, you think this guy's going anywhere now in this league? I actually have a sick thing I want to say that he No, I can't say it. No,
say it. Well, before okay. You say it, I'll go as far as saying this might be a McKinnon contract. This might be a McKinnon type deal where it's like, oh my God, what? He's only making that for that much longer.
And we got the board of governors meetings, and hopefully it comes out what the cap will be going up, and possibly like $3 million a year for the next 3 years. And like all of a sudden, this guy's making 7.2 and scoring 40 to 50 every season. I really want to say that. No, I can't say it.
Okay,
I need you to say it. Say it.
What do you got, G?
I have the audio here of who was the one who said the safest contract. Do you want me to play it?
You already have the audio.
Because I'm a fucking wizard, baby.
I'm not going to lie.
I want you to play it, and Whit, I want you to come back to saying what you say you're not going to say.
I might not, though, depending on how this goes.
Whit, go to you first. Is this a case of a guy sort of arriving at his potential? He's going to be 25, like I mentioned. Or is there some sort of risk in this deal for the Sabres?
there's some sort of risk in all these deals. The four we're going to talk about, though, this is the one, maybe the second I feel most confident in, and part of it's the age. Like the JT Miller one we'll chat about, a little older. This guy, now granted, it was 1 year, and I think the main problem, I think we can move on.
Former players.
He said the second. I probably said it was
I said
the first.
the number one. I said maybe the second, but the number one. And then you go, yeah. I think we're both right.
Yeah, I agreed with you. So technically I said it.
Okay.
I was going to say it. You just got to talk
it?
first. I need you to say it now.
I'm going to catch some heat for it, but I'm open and willing. I get some scary, crazy number 66 vibes when Tage Thompson's carrying the puck up ice, guys. Guys, sometimes this dude's hands in tight, being so tall. I'm not comparing him to Mario
are you alive?
Lemieux. I'm not comparing him to Mario Lemieux.
I'm hearing him out.
I'm not comparing him to Mario Lemieux. I would never compare anyone to Mario Lemieux. But there are times and moves that this guy has done that I see Mario Lemieux. Does that make sense? Are you guys knowing that I'm not comparing him, but I'm seeing certain moves, shades
of maybe what? Like you see shades of Mario?
Shades, all right. Shades of Mario Lemieux's reach and ability to embarrass guys and do things because of his height and his reach that I haven't maybe seen done since him.
There's going to be a major lotion shortage in the Buffalo. Maybe the whole state of New York after
there was
those
a clip
comments.
Recently of he's taking a breakout pass along the wall. And we'll get this clip. I don't think we can put out clips. Maybe from Chiclets we can. The Twitter. He throws it backhand toe drag between his legs as the D's pinching down, and and then around the net, all the patience and reaching it out on his backhand, tucking it back forehand. He's unbelievable.
To be that big and have hands that good, it's just not fair.
And RA, you're exactly. And RA, your question about why it's taken long, it's almost like he's truly grown into his body.
Yes.
And I know that sounds kind of goofy, but 2 years in college, I think his freshman year he had 14 goals and they were all power play goals. He led the country in goals because his shot, he shoots at 105 miles an hour. He's a tall, rangy kid. And now at this age, he's finally put it all together. When he got traded from St. Louis to Buffalo, I had a friend go see him play in the minors. He's like, what the fuck is this guy doing in the minors right now? And granted, Buffalo, they're just taking their time. They're figuring things out. Or maybe he was in the minors. Sorry, he might have been in the minors with St. Louis. Either way, an amazing player that I love watching him because he's doing stuff. He's not just shooting one-timers. He's carrying it up ice and dangling guys. It's just amazing.
Yeah,
he's probably doing what all these other kids are doing in the summertime, with the skills coaches and shit. And on top of that, I don't know, I'm sure all you Sabres fans know, but who's the Sarah Sivian? She does a list of all the best dressed guys, and I think he hits it every now and then, or he might still be in the top 10 for the league. He's always rocking the cool cowboy hats, coming in with the nice suits on too. So this guy just has it all, for crying out loud. So that's what us losers do who never had a quarter of his ability. We just throw the steroid comments out to downgrade it a little bit.
No, I couldn't even dress cool either.